This is a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidents either are products of the author's imagination or are used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual events or locales or persons, living or dead, is entirely coincidental.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Storytime with Uncle Slim. I am your host, Uncle Slim, and tonight we're going into outer space with the crew of the Starship Valor in part one of a two-part story we call Lost Among the Stars. Enjoy.
In the vast expanse of the cosmos, aboard the spaceship Valor, a brave crew embarked on a monumental journey to explore a distant habitable world. Their mission was clear: to pave the way for humanity's expansion into the uncharted reaches of space. However, fate had other plans. As the ship hurtled through the void, a relentless meteor shower bombarded their vessel, crippling its systems and throwing it off course. The crew, nestled within cryogenic sleep pods, awakened to the grim reality of their predicament. Their destination seemed farther away than ever, lost amidst the swirling chaos of the cosmos.
Number 1, report.
The hyperdrive was damaged in the meteor shower, but that's not our biggest problem. We have substantial damage to the hull of the ship. I have 2 teams working on it as we speak, but we need titanium alloy. Without it, I can only get the ship up to warp 2, maybe 2.5 if I push it.
So we're light years off course, with a hole in the hull of the ship with no hyperdrive. What about the subspace antenna?
The subspace antenna was also damaged. We only have short range.
Okay. Alright, well, any casualties, Doctor?
We were lucky. We have 4 in sickbay with minor injuries.
Yes, we were. Now, first things first. Let's scan the nearby planets to see if we can find that alloy we need. And in the meantime, let's get the rest of the systems back online.
Captain, the ship's systems are at 53%. We should be at full capacity in exactly 38 hours. Captain, it appears the scanners have found a planet that has the titanium alloy we need for the ship's repairs.
Good. Put it up on the screen.
The scanners show a concentrated amount of titanium in this area here. If we maneuver the ship closer to the planet, we could use the transporter to beam a small team down to the surface to gather the minerals. We can refine it here on the ship.
Once refined, I can have us up and running in about 6 to 8 hours.
With your permission, Captain, I can move the ship in the best location for transportation.
Good. Let's get a team ready to beam down to the planet. The sooner we can get up and running, the better.
Captain, I have a team on standby. Captain, the ship is in position, and I have a team in the transporter room waiting your command.
Command granted. And Mr. Miles, clear a channel. We're in an uncharted part of the galaxy, and I want to remain in constant communication.
The captain and his crew watched as the team was transported down to the surface.
Captain's log, 20241. A meteor shower has damaged my ship 2 years into a 7-year mission. Scanners show that the alloy we need is on a small planet not far from our current position. Our plan is to get what we need and refine it on the ship.
Captain, Security Officer Rollins here. We already have a perimeter set around the location and the drilling has begun.
Good job, Rollins. Keep your head on a swivel out there.
Yes, sir.
Captain, we have a fire on the lower level near the cargo bay.
Deploy the fire retardant system.
Apparently, part of the system was damaged in the meteor shower, and the bay door is not responding. I'm in the process of rerouting the system now.
Shut off the ventilation to that area. Number 2, take the helm. Petty Officers Clark and Taylor with me. We're putting that fire out manually.
Yes, sir.
The men raced to the lower level to fight the fire before it spreads.
Okay, gentlemen. Equipment check. Mask.
Check.
Check.
Oxygen levels?
Check.
Check.
CO2 extinguisher levels?
Check.
Check.
Gentlemen, when these doors open, remember your training and you'll be fine.
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
Sir, this fire is a lot bigger than we initially expected.
Titan?
Yes, Captain. Component placement, fire retardant system back online in 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Titan.
Yes, Captain. Captain, the crew has returned from the surface of the planet with the samples. Chief Engineer Jones has already started the refining process.
Good. I'm heading to engineering now.
Yes, Captain. Captain, I propose we move the ship to the dark side of the planet to finish the repairs.
Good idea, Titan. Pulse power only.
Yes, Captain.
Captain out. Terry, how's it looking?
Actually, it's coming better than expected. I have the droids outside already making repairs, and we're way ahead of schedule. We should be done in about an hour or so.
Good job, Terry. The sooner we can be up and running, the better. I don't like being exposed in an uncharted part of the galaxy.
Likewise.
A short time later, the ship was up and running at full capacity. The captain, Titan, and the head of navigation, Elias Ross, chart a route to get back on course.
Miss Ross, prepare to engage the hyperdrive.
Hyperdrive is ready and waiting.
Engage.
Engaging hyperdrive.
Let's get out of here. Captain's log 2024.2. The ship has been repaired and running at full capacity. We are heading to the last point of origin to get back on course. The crew is a little shaken up but still enthusiastic.
Captain,
Yes, number one.
our sensors are picking up a distress call and it appears to be coming from another Federation ship.
Okay, bring her out of hyperdrive. I'm on my way to the bridge.
Yes, sir.
You said a Federation ship?
Yes, sir.
What's a Federation ship doing this far out in the galaxy? Put it up on the screen. That's definitely one of ours, and it looks like it's been through hell. Titan, scan for any life signs.
No signs of life, Captain.
Helmsman Ross, bring us around. I want to get a look at the other side of that ship.
Yes, Captain. Coming around now. Turning on spotlights.
Captain, that's a Federation Galaxy-class ship, the USS Orion. Records show that ship disappeared 3 years ago.
The Orion. I remember that ship. They said it was destroyed. I'm going to board that ship. Cadet Williams and Johnson, meet me in the shuttle bay. I'm going to find out what happened.
Yes, sir.
Captain, maybe I can tap into the ship's central computer.
Good idea. Titan, with me. Number one, you have the bridge.
Yes, sir.
Let's find out what happened.
preparing to dock. We are now docked with the Orion.
Okay, men, our sensors show there's no signs of life, but we still don't know what's on the other side of this door, so heads on a swivel.
Yes, sir.
Captain, I've pinpointed the location of the distress signal, and it's coming from the bridge.
And that's where we're heading first. Titan, open the door.
Led by Titan, the captain and the two cadets crossed over the threshold onto the abandoned ship. The first thing they noticed was the plasma burns on the walls of the ship. Making their way to the bridge, Titan was able to connect to the ship systems to get the lights and life support systems online.
Captain, life support is online. You can remove your helmet.
Thanks, Titan. Ugh. Can you get into the main computer so we can figure out what happened here?
I'm already working on it, even though it's heavily damaged. I'm able to retrieve some of the captain's last log entry.
Good. Play it.
Captain's log 172.8. The crew and I was able to successfully modify our weapons to be effective against the arachnivores.
What the hell are arachnivores?
Quiet.
We were able to kill the ones that invaded, but unfortunately, we lost 3 members, and our ship was badly damaged in the process. Solara, our onboard android, was able to reroute some of the non-essentials systems to life support, but that was only for a short time, so we decided to load as much gear and supplies into his shuttlecraft. We will set the distress signal and relocate ourselves to one of the planets in this quadrant suitable for humans. Solara will stay behind to do some additional repairs and to serve as a beacon to anyone answering our distress call. She will have our coordinates to our location and all the information we've gathered on the arachnivores and the schematics on the weapons we modified. I'll make another log entry once we set up a base camp. Captain Fitzgerald signing off.
Captain, I've been able to locate the ship's onboard android Solara. She's on the southwest corner of the ship, level 3.
Williams.
Yes, sir.
Take Johnson and go retrieve the android. Titan already sent the location to your wristbands. You got 3 minutes. Go.
Yes, sir.
Titan, can you see if they made any modifications to the ship's weapon system?
Yes, Captain. Yes. They made significant changes to the ship's weapons as well as its shield.
Good. Send that info back to the ship. I need our people to make the necessary changes to our ship and weapons immediately. I have a feeling we'll be needing it.
Yes, sir.
Captain, we have the android, but she's completely out of power, so we're transporting her on this dolly we found in the cargo area, along with these beauties.
Beauty is right. Is this one of those modified weapons?
Yes, sir. We found a whole case of them back there.
Good. Wrap it all up. We're taking it back to the ship. We'll learn more when we charge up the android.
Yes, sir.
The crew went back to the ship and immediately charged the android Solara. She revealed the location of the surviving crew of the ship Orion.
Captain, we are en route to provide aid to the crew of the Orion.
Good job, number 1. How are those modifications coming?
All of the ship's weapons have been modified and upgraded, including a 25% increase in the ship's shield. Those 2 droids have been a big help around here.
That's great, but I need all personnel to have pistols and rifles ready.
So you think we're going to run into these arachnivores?
I want to be prepared for whatever we run into out here. Solara is headed here now so I can get a better understanding of the arachnivores, just in case we do run into them. But right now, my main concern is helping the Orion crew and continuing on with our mission.
You're right, this mission is top priority, but right now I'm more concerned about you, John. You look like shit. When's the last time you slept?
I can't think about that right now. It's too much going on. I couldn't sleep if I wanted to anyway.
You know, John, you and I have been friends now for 15 years, and I was just happy to finish up at the academy, go back home and take over my father's furniture business until you picked me for this expedition. I don't regret my decision, and I'm proud to be here doing what I love. But you picked me for this position because you know I'm going to do what's best for this ship and its crew, and right now what's needed is for you to be at your best. So, as an officer and friend, I order you to get some sleep. I can finish putting the aid together for the Orion survivors.
You're right. You know, sometimes I forget I have an excellent crew around me.
Good. I'm going to send the doctor around with a sedative to help you sleep.
That'll be Solara.
Well, I'll leave you to it then. The doc will be here soon.
Okay, Solara, enter. An XO?
Yes, Captain?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Captain. You wanted to see me?
Yes, Solara. Please, come in, have a seat.
I understand you want to know about the arachnivores, but I've entered our encounter with them into the ship's logs.
Yes, I know. But what I want to know is what you didn't put in those logs.
What do you mean, Captain?
What I mean is, when we first came upon your ship, I noticed it had the same damage my ship had. What happened?
It appears the scientist at Star Command severely miscalculated our route.
What makes you so sure of that?
I'm sure, Captain, because I was part of the team that made the star maps. And you see, we all knew about the meteor shower in that part of the galaxy, but it didn't matter because as long as we stayed in hyperdrive, it wouldn't be a factor. But there was something deliberately done to the hyperdrive to slow it down enough for the ship to be destroyed in the asteroid field.
Now that's a very serious accusation, and you better have proof because a statement like that alone can get you decommissioned.
Of course I do. That's why I stayed behind to find the evidence needed to prove the hypothesis. Captain Fitzgerald and I secretly worked to find out what happened, but unfortunately, life support was damaged and running out fast, so we were forced to center our attention to finding a suitable planet for the crew. 14 days later, I found this. It was lodged underneath the hyperdrive engine. This device was set to disrupt the hyperdrive exactly 24 months after our initial launch, putting us directly inside that asteroid field.
Okay, so what are the arachnivores and when did you first encounter them?
The arachnivores are a predatory alien species. Their name comes from their spider-like physiology and insatiable hunger. The average height seems to be around 8 feet. Their exoskeletons provide a natural armor against most small arms fire. This is why we modified our weapons to plasma-based. The arachnivores also have serrated teeth that secrete an acidic venom that can dissolve most organic material. This is what I've learned about them so far. We have more samples on the ship. I was beginning to study their culture and the way they communicate with each other. We first encountered them when Captain Fitzgerald made contact with Starship Command. It was like they knew where we were and came directly for us.
So you're saying someone at Star Command sent those things after you?
So far, the evidence suggests that.
For now, let's just keep this between you, me, and Titan until we can rendezvous with Captain Fitzgerald.
Yes, Captain?
Enter. Dr. Santiago.
Captain, I'm here to check your vitals and give you a sleep aid.
Doc, I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine, I promise.
You know it's funny. Commander Williams told me you were going to say those exact words.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the reason he's my second in command. Sometime I think that man know me better than I know myself.
Well, I know you both better than you know yourselves. And right now, rest is my diagnosis. Now hold still. All right, done. Good night, Captain.
Good night, Doc. Well, it looks like things are starting to get interesting for the crew of the spaceship Valor. Join me, your big Uncle Slim, next week for part 2 and the conclusion of Lost Among the Stars. See you then.